Let's go. Notify me. I gotta pull this up though. I want to see the. Let me see the chat. Okay, the chat. So the chat comes here. Chat will come here. This is my first. This is my first time streaming on the channel, guys. So, cause see, I used to stream from YouTube. Okay, we got one person watching now, so I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna keep this right here, but I'm gonna mute it. I have chat right here, so I should be able to talk in the chat, live chat. I don't know. Whoever's watching now, what's up? I'm waiting for maybe another viewer or two to join, and I'll start streaming. I'll start playing the videos. We doing Change My Mind today. You know, I wanted to start doing more long form content, and I figured this is the best way to do it. You know, if there's a video that I want to react to and it's 50 minutes long, like doing videos of it would take way too long. So it's like, might as well just stream. So you know what? I got one viewer. I'm gonna be grateful for that one viewer and start streaming. It's just me and you, bro.
Misgender a trans woman, that could put her at risk of murder. You understand that? Because people think.
Like I said, I've never watched the Change My Mind on on this channel. I've seen a few before, obviously, but I've never reviewed none with you guys. So regardless of how many people join the live stream, I know it's 11 a.m. It's like a weird time to be streaming. Most people are at work or at school or doing something. But regardless, at the end of this, I'll make clips from the stream. I'll put videos out. Yeah, so let's get into it.
I hate to ruin your polite discourse, but you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting that in this place for the whole world. Fourth installment of Real
nice.
Conversations. Change My Mind. For those who haven't seen the series, this is just a series here where we set up shop, pick a controversial topic, and allow people to change my mind. Sit down, unedited. You get to see what happens when a real conversation transpires. Not set up to be a debate, just a conversation. We set up at a campus. Today there are only two genders. Change My Mind. You will see 3 different people, a full hour of Change My Mind today in chronological order. And I wanted you to see specifically 3 different approaches, 3 different tacts from the people who were trying to change my mind, regardless of the fact that we didn't change ours. So it's important to see that sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you treat people. They are coming in, I guess we can say, cocked and loaded. And after the video, you can stick around to...
Yeah, like I was just thinking about this myself. I would love to one day, when the climate is right for it, not the actual outside climate, but like the political climate, when people are outside in the streets and they're protesting again and stuff like that. I would love to go outside with a microphone and talk to people, ask questions. I would even go to a LGBT protest or a Democrat rally or whatever. I'm not I would do that. But sitting down with a sign that says "Change My Mind" at a campus, it's just, I feel like it's that's a bit scarier, because it's like you just a sitting target. I know you got your security, but it's like you're there for a whole hour. Like someone could walk past you, premeditate something, and come back. Like, man.
See where you can buy the Change My Mind shirts and become a part of the Change My Mind army. Let's go.
It's all so magical.
I've never fallen ride that fast. Someday
you probably have a.
I think there are 2 genders, male and female.
Okay, so you're saying that male and female is a gender, not a sex.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Both.
Okay.
I mean, what's the difference? Is this something I'm missing? I know they always try to differentiate it, like male and female is gender, and sex is different from gender, and there's gender expression. I don't understand the difference. Like, I always thought sex and gender were kind of like the same thing, but.
And see, that's where I would have to disagree.
Okay. How so?
Saying that male and female is something that would be by birth. For example, you probably have a penis, a male sex organ, as would I. But
why would you assume that?
Do you?
But you assumed it, though.
Okay, I did. I apologize.
No, listen, you don't need.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do any gotcha. Yeah. It's interesting to me that you assume that I have a penis. Why?
Because you.
I like how his shirt says 100% human too. On the day that this guy comes and sets up a Change My Mind on his campus.
Seem. I don't know, man.
Is it because of a societal construct?
Yes.
That's why?
Yes.
It wasn't because of my bone structure or my penis bulge.
Well, that male and female is different than.
Right. So like he said, it's a societal construct. So society told us that, so we wouldn't have known that a man is a man and a woman is a woman without society telling us. Like, I don't agree with that.
Than being a man or a woman.
Okay.
And the fact that we have, as a society, created man and the male gender roles, and just as women gender roles, just as we would anything else, the same way that we would say that I don't know, that music is good, or that we have created it to place people into roles. And so I'm saying that if you were male or female, if you identified more as a man and the gender roles that go with being a man, that you have that.
So you're saying that sex and gender are very different.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. So that's your premise. So that's based on kind of modern gender theory. When did that start?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. So why, let me ask you this before we get to the history. Why do you accept that premise?
Because it makes the most sense to me. The argument that we've created.
I mean, a man is a man and a woman is a woman makes the most sense to me. How y'all feel about that, chat? Let me know.
Roles such as.
Obviously, there are exceptions. Understand that there's a few exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, man is a man, woman is a woman. It's pretty simple. It makes the most sense. A child is a child, boy is a boy, girl's a girl. You know.
The argument that we've created roles such as being feminine, and we have associated it with being female, as opposed to being female is being feminine.
Sure. You understand that there are inconsistencies there. For example, with your presumption of my penis.
Like, I disagree with the society has made roles thing too, because is it that society has made role? Is it that society made roles, or is it that once a more modern civilized society came about, women chose to do what women wanted to do, and men chose to do what men wanted to do, what they were best at? Did society choose, or did we choose ourselves?
Let me ask you this then: how many genders are there?
I would say we would say that there are two genders, being man and woman,
okay.
And then that there would be people that don't accept either of those, and that would be in a X or non-identifying category.
But what's the number? How many genders are there?
I couldn't tell you.
Isn't that important? I mean, the point is that before 1948 with Simone de Beauvoir, and then Judith Butler with modern, sort of postmodernism, feminism theory, gender and sex were effectively interchangeable. You can even look on legal documentation, depending on the permit. They are legally interchangeable. I mean, this is the way it's been with societies for millennia. We've had male and female. So when you radically change that, you do have to have a number, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely, and that makes a lot of sense what he's saying. We've kind of had society set up like that. You know, we've played our roles in society as male, female, man, and woman. When you try to come along and say that there's an infinite amount of genders and anyone could be what they feel like on any given day, you need some solid proof for that. You shouldn't just be able to say that and let it and like catch and make that catch a movement and go on and be as prevalent as it is today. When that was introduced as a theory, it should have been heavily debated before it even got into places like universities, and before we decided that was true. and that it was offensive to think otherwise. Should have some damn good proof.
And some kind of an end game. It can't just be, well, we're going to shift the rules based on how people feel. So I can understand if someone says, hey, you're wrong, that there's a difference between sex and gender. But the burden of proof at that point would be on the person asserting that they're different to tell me how many genders there are. Because we as a society.
Right. It's almost like, I'm going to make a fight comparison. It's almost like dethroning the champ, right? The way the way me and Mac and Steven Crowder think has been the championed way for as long as we can know it. Now you come along with a different way, i.e. the fighter coming along to challenge the champ. You gotta take that belt from the champ. You gotta show him that I'm the new champ. Now you gotta whoop his ass. But that's the thing. They don't, like, the people that think what this guy thinks, and I mean he's been pretty cool so far, they don't have that ass whooping argument. All of the facts, history, everything, it goes on our side. So
society, right, have to know this. We have to function within certain parameters.
And I would say that those parameters for gender would be whatever that person wants those parameters to be. If they identify as a man or a woman, or they don't identify, that would be their prerogative, and that it's not my place or your place to tell them that they have to identify with being a man even if they are male, or they have to identify as a woman even if they are female.
But we do that all the time. People want to be things that they aren't, and we say that's not the case. You know, we constantly do that as a society, so I don't understand why it's...
I'm really sorry to interrupt your conversation, but I have some logistical questions for you. My name is Lauren Chapman. I work at SMU Student Activities.
Yes.
We manage the outdoor events request process.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the sponsor of this activity?
It's College Republicans, actually, and you can speak with Darren, wherever Darren is. He spoke with Drew, and we have a...
I mean, the fact that, like she said, I don't mean to interrupt, but like they were right in the middle of a conversation. The gathering alongside this walkway here, it's not even that big. It's not even that many people there. It's not a disruption. Like really.
Permission. So.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, sorry, I'd like to continue on that thought. Where were we? Sorry, I forgot.
You were talking about we do it all the time.
We do it all the time. So why is it a problem to do it if someone we know biologically is a male or a female? And that can never be changed.
Yeah,
it can never be changed biologically. But someone chooses to say that they're not. That's a very modern idea. Yeah. And the question is, why do we now have to subscribe to that? And then it gets into the idea of compulsion of compelling language. Gender.
Right, like it wouldn't be so big of it wouldn't be so big of an issue with people like us, people like me, if people would just do what it is that they wanted to do without trying to force us to think that the way is the right way and the only way. You know what I mean? Because historically in the past, like, I mean, if you wanted to be, if homosexuality was your thing, then it was your thing. You might not have been so open about it. And I'm up for the argument if, them feeling like they have to hide it led to, them going through depression and all type of other things. I'm open to have that discussion. But now it's like they're out, they proud, and if you don't buy into what they're selling, if you don't buy into what they're selling and what they're saying, then you're every name in the book they're gonna throw at you.
Their pronouns, what's allowed, what's hate speech, right? It's a fundamental retransformation of society based on, from what I'm hearing from you, unless I'm mistaken, abstracts. I haven't heard a number. I haven't heard what defines male or female. Yes. Only how people feel.
Shout out to everybody in the stream. Let's get them likes up. Shout out to everybody in the stream.
And to me, that's not very convincing or conducive toward a productive society.
Okay, and I would argue that, for example, we're talking about, like you said, when I assumed that you had a penis, when I have no idea if you have a penis or not. And saying that people...
I got a nice big penis there.
Okay. And so that when people subscribe to being...
Steven Crowder, that was sus. Just want to tell you personally, that was sus.
You would say you see somebody that you would presume to be male, and you you would assume that they would identify as being a man.
Sure. As you did, yeah.
Yes. And so if But if you had told me that you in fact don't identify as being a man, that you identify as being a woman, I would believe that would be wrong of me to try and subscribe you to being a man when you say you identify as a woman.
What if I'm
gonna run it back, but I'm gonna go back a few seconds before Crowder give his answer. My answer is this. All right. Now, if you a 6 foot, 220 pound man and you want me to call you Shirley, I call you Shirley. All right. Get whatever surgery you want. I don't care, whatever. I'll call you Shirley. But when you tell me that I have to call you a woman, that's when things get tricky, because I know what a woman